My name is Desdamona, and I live in Minnesota. I'm a rapper, MC, poet. I also work in schools with kids. I grew up in the 80s and seeing all the movies, the breaking movies and stuff, and the dance element, that was the first influence on me. And then obviously the music was influential to me. I also was into visual art, so the graffiti element kind of struck me as well. And I was a poet, so kind of all of those elements were attractive to me, and I just decided that I was going to do it. And I wrote my first rhyme when I was 14 or 15 years old, and I stole a lot of lyrics from like Run DMC. just a little jacking of the lyrics, and I just did it because I liked to do it. I didn't know that it was something that I was going to do for years and years, but over the years it just grew, and my love for it grew, and so yeah. One of my favorite memories is being the first time that I ever performed. So I was a freshman and in high school, and I had wrote this rhyme, and I taught it to two of my friends. So there were three of us, because in my exposure, what I really liked was the groups. So like Run DMC, the Beastie Boys, all the groups, and I liked that element of sort of this back and forth. So we memorized this piece that I wrote, and we performed, and we sort of competed against a group of guys in our school, and we were terrible. But it was just so great to be able to do it, and we ended up winning the competition only because all of our friends were there in the front, just like cheering us on. And so just that moment and that feeling, just feeling like I did something, thinking back about it, it was just so terrible, but it was one of the great memories, the first memories that I have of it. Yeah, they were supportive, but I think they really didn't know too much about it, and they were a little bit afraid, because I was moving from a smaller city in Iowa to Minnesota, and it was just sort of like, you're just going to pack up and move to Minneapolis. You don't have anything, you don't have a job, you're going to sleep on someone's floor. And that's really how it happened, and just gradually worked my way and got onto the scene. And people always say, well, why did you pick Minneapolis? And I'm like, well, I'm from Iowa, so it's sort of like the closest larger city aside from maybe Chicago. And I had done some things in Chicago, but it just seemed a little bit harder to figure out who to talk to in Chicago than it was here. And so that's why I ended up here. I mean, probably some of the biggest challenges are ones that I've created myself somehow. I guess, I think this is probably for everybody, but just earning like respect and gaining that credibility. Because some people are just always looking at you like, until you prove yourself. I mean, that's part of what hip hop is like, you have to prove yourself. And so it can get frustrating, especially if you've been doing it for years and you still have to constantly prove yourself to the next group of people or to the next whatever. But what I've learned is that when people expect nothing from you, you can take them by surprise, and you really can take advantage of the situation and make it work to your benefit. So learning that has been huge for me, and actually it's kind of fun when people think, oh, what is she gonna do, and then you get up and you rock it, then you've got them in the palm of your hand, so you have control. So we have such a great local scene that you can find a lot of inspiration here. And I work with youth, and they inspire me to write life, the things that are going on in the world. I mean, it's kind of hard not to find inspiration. And I try to let it come naturally. I don't try to force things. When I force, that's when I lose the inspiration, and so it makes things difficult. So I try to just let it be as intuitive and free as possible. And I feel like I'm just always trying to become a better songwriter, a better performer. And so that's the challenge that I set for myself, is like, can I write a better song than the last song that I wrote? And can I engage people better each time I do it? So legacy, I guess, is a big thing to me, and I do want to leave a legacy. I guess what I want for people to remember is that I wasn't just an MC, that I actually was a part of the community, meaning that I was engaged in community. It's important for me to do things within the community for the community. And so it's not about like some kind of star status or anything like that, but more like that I cared about the community, and that it thrives, and that it lives, and that it continues to do better and be better. And so just that idea of giving back, I guess, is what I want. I'm constantly like, you know, I'm constantly trying to like give back, because I know that I'm in a privileged position, just being able to be on the mic and be heard. And so I feel like it's part of being an artist to actually give back to the community.